Hi there, this is Craig Beck, the Stop Drinking expert, in the studio recording an audiobook today. But I've just been dealing with some emails in the break from recording, and I wanted to make a quick video, so excuse me looking a little bit scruffy. I tend to wear jogging bottoms and a t-shirt when I'm recording. But I've been talking to a lady called Sandy on email. She's a member of the Stop Drinking Expert Club, and she's been drinking for a long time. She's very worried about her health, and she's been getting quite stressed about not being able to do this, not being able to get on the right path and give up alcohol. And she was getting quite worked up about the prospects of a life without alcohol. I've just been explaining to her the process of the kick, which is a 14-day process. This is the time period in which the drug alcohol is actually applying a chemical pressure on you to drink. It lasts about 14 days. And at this point, you are vulnerable because it's a chemical in your head, and brain chemistry is a powerful motivator indeed. It's like, imagine if just before you went to bed, I came up to you and injected you with adrenaline. You wouldn't be able to sleep because you have this chemical in your brain that's preventing it. And so for 2 weeks, you just have to avoid responding to the kick. Now, the good news is, if you can just get 2 weeks away from your last drink, everything gets so much easier. I mean, not just a little bit easier, but monumentally easier. Okay? So that's the first point. The second point that she was making is she's worried that alcohol is going to trick her into drinking again, and she doesn't want to go back onto the drinking pattern, having been sober for a few days now. And I guess, Sandy, if you're watching this, you're probably hoping that I'll sit here and say, don't worry, that won't happen. It can happen, because alcohol is a very sinister, very devious drug. And if you've read my book, The Alcohol Illusion, you will know I describe it as a dark magician. Alcohol is not your friend, it's your worst enemy. It's an evil magician. He's a very, very good magician, but he only knows one trick. Okay? So he caught you with it before. And if you went to see a magician in the theatre, and he just kept doing the same trick over and over again, you wouldn't keep being amazed by it, would you? You wouldn't keep falling for it. Eventually you'd go, well, it's boring. I understand how you're doing this. And if you've read the book Alcohol Lied to Me, now you know how the trick is done. So this dark magician, he's going to try and get you again with the same trick. You should be able to avoid this because you can see it coming. But it is very convincing. So, the most powerful thing you're going to think at some point, and this is the most dangerous thing you can think, is one drink won't hurt me. If you ever find yourself thinking just one drink won't hurt, this is the biggest alarm bell that you can ever experience, that the magician is trying to get you to fall for the trick again. Because one drink absolutely will hurt, and one drink could be 10 drinks. It doesn't make any difference. Because what happens is, as soon as you drink that alcohol and you have that one glass of wine or whatever it is, for a start, you begin the kick process again. So that one drink has cost you 14 days. Now you have 14 days of kick to go through. But also, the first thing alcohol does, because it's insidious and devious, is it goes into the white matter in your head and it targets the part of your brain responsible for making sensible, sound decisions. And it switches it off. So even if you had every intention in the world of having one drink, it doesn't matter. The alcohol has switched that part of your brain off that makes that decision to stop drinking. So now one drink is almost certainly going to turn into 2, is going to turn into 5, is going to turn into 10. So watch out for the thought pattern that comes up that says, I can just have one. This is the magician trying to trick you. Okay? So 14 days, that's all you have to do. You take it one day at a time. You don't have to consider that for the rest of your life you're not going to drink alcohol. All I'm saying to you is for the next 2 weeks, you're going to use a little bit of willpower to get over the kick, but then you're plain sailing. Okay? So if you have any questions, if you have any specific problems, or if there's anything at all I can answer about alcohol and how it gets you trapped into this loop of addictive behavior, then please get in touch with me via the website www.stopdrinkingexpert.com. I'm Craig Beck. Thank you for watching.